All right, welcome. I cannot wait to introduce you guys to my friend Jill Pakledinaz. We have been friends for a number of years. We've actually traveled to Europe together, which is so much fun. We've had a blast on that trip. And some of the ideas of Jill's business model actually came from some of those trips. We've gone on a couple trips together, right? Were we in Vegas together? And
Yes.
and then, yeah, fun. We had fun times. All right, I want to dig in. Jill, can you first just introduce yourself? Tell everybody what your background is. Like, what did you do growing up? What did you do before you became a midlife mom? Like, or during
Yeah.
that process? Tell us about Jill.
Yes. My name's Jill Pakledinaz, and I'm a midlife mom. I'm also married. My husband and I will be married 30 years at the end of this month. Yay! When I grew up, I knew I wanted to do something in aviation. And when I would fly, I'd kind of get nervous. Like towards the end of my high school career, I started flying, and I was like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. So I did go into an aviation program at Western Michigan, and just fell upon me is they had an internship for a co-op air traffic control, and I said, that sounds interesting. And actually, it was one thing that I was kind of really good at. So it kind of fell in my lap, and I really loved it. And I can't even say I just retired. It's almost been 3 years now that I've retired from air traffic control. So after working 30 plus years, and I decided that I've always, people talk about a midlife crisis. I feel like it's a midlife awakening. And I know I had mine a little bit earlier where I had this struggle to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And I knew, I was kind of like air traffic control has been there, done that. And now I was ready to move on to something else. And I always wanted to help people. And I said, who better to help somebody than somebody like myself that has felt the same way? So I wanted to help midlife moms who are kind of burnt out in their career, looking for something else, but really just don't have the mindset yet and didn't know where to start at. Kind of give them a good platform of where to start. So that's kind of where my journey has kind of started. And it's been ongoing for a long time. I've been in affiliate marketing, network marketing. My husband and I have franchises. So it's kind of like, this is kind of like my baby, and I love it. And I'm excited because I love positivity and I love helping people. So this is right in my wheelhouse.
I'll tell you what, you're one of the most positive people that I know personally. On a scale of like everyday happiness and joy that exudes from you. And I know that you've had plenty of bad days. We've been friends. I know things that like life, throws you these curveballs, and you've had your fair share of those, especially in the last few years since retiring. And I will say, I'm super glad that you've decided to go down this path and really help out the midlife moms who are in that zone of struggle, because you somehow have captured the joy and the vibe that you don't need to struggle. You don't need to be unhappy. Everything can. And I'm telling you, it exudes out of you. So it's going to be a perfect
Oh, thank
thing for
you.
you to coach women on. And I just have to say, like, you did that. I think it should be called midlife awakening rather than a midlife crisis. I
Yes.
hope you're going to be using that in your branding and all the reels and content that you create. I feel like you should try to go on a journey of renaming the midlife crisis into the midlife awakening, because we need to start looking at it like a joyous time in our life. We've completed some big steps, jobs, careers, motherhood, all the things. And then we go to a crisis mode. Like, who
I know.
named it that? Like, who
Yeah.
named it that?
I
All
know
right,
it's so
we'll get
bad.
on. That's for another interview. That's going to be on my podcast coming soon. We'll interview you on that because we have a lot we could talk about. I know we're on the same journey. Okay, so what made you decide on you're building all of these tools? You're going to be launching this whole program for midlife moms. What made you decide on the Self Made Hub, and why specifically, after being in the Self Made Hub for a while, did you decide to do our 10-week accelerator?
Well, there's a couple things. I had worked with a coach who I did like a lot. She was great. And I wanted to do some advertising on Facebook for my other network marketing businesses before, kind of when I retired, just to kind of see how that went. And so I learned the tools about automating. However, I had a bunch of different systems. Like Aweber, Hotjar, and she was great. She helped us put us all together. But I'm telling you, it was a lot. I'm not the most organized person, I'll be honest with you. That's why I like to keep things simple. But it was just a lot to kind of hook up, and the cost was a lot too. And then you and I, when we were talking about this, I think you started like when you were in Vegas or something. kind of came up with the idea. You already knew what you were doing, but you were just kind of walking through the steps and you're like, well, everything's all in one. I'm like, what do you mean it's all in one? And that was like, oh my gosh, I really want to take a look at this. And I had kind of decided at that time, I was kind of looking at myself and what I wanted to do, what Jill wanted to do, not the network marketing, not the affiliate marketing, not our franchise and stuff like that. So I thought this was a good opportunity to change it up because honestly, it was kind of hard to put this stuff together. And one thing broke and it really would, I mean, it was detrimental unless I could talk to my coach. And even then it's like you're calling all these different things and looking at your passwords and this and that. So it was a lot of things. The Self Made Hub, when I got into that, I loved it. And I'll be honest with you, for the last year, I wanted to do this. And I don't want to say chicken, but I've been like growing on the journey, I guess. So I didn't know how the Self Made Hub, other than putting my thing together and trying to start advertising and helping these people and helping women and different things like that would work. But it was such a great learning experience, not just to put this together, but like honestly, Jessica, you and Natasha are like the best because if we had or I had a question like or felt like I don't want to say felt down but like questioning like what am I doing, it was easy to come to you guys during the week and you'd be like, okay, well, what about this and this, and you're like, oh, now I got a place to go. It's like I have this question and now it's got somebody to answer it, and it might not be tech related, it might be something else. So I love the Self-Made Hub. And then honestly, when the accelerator came out, I've been like, okay, I'm ready to go, ready to go. And for me, it was more of an accountability thing for myself. I was like, this is an opportunity to just kind of scale it right now where you want to go. And it's not that I wasn't doing it, I'll be honest with you. I was working very hard to do this, but this just kind of took it to the next level for me. And I wanted to complete it. That's been my goal, completion. So
Yes.
I just have a little bit of connections to do, a couple more little things that I want to do before I'm literally up and running full force. And I am so excited about that. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so grateful for this group. And, so that's kind of how I got, long story short, right?
No, no, it's perfect story. And I've been on this journey with you. So I've just add a couple of things in. So I know that you started your journey on creating Jill's thing, Jill's business, whatever that was going to be. And it's been like a 2-year journey. There's been
Yeah.
a lot of ideas and a lot of fleshing things out and figuring out what was the best fit for you and what we could actually monetize and what we could help the most people with. And I know that there's been some decisions made and then nope, I don't think that's it. And then another one made and then nope, that's not
Yeah.
it. And sometimes you have to go through that journey. And I think sometimes God's saying, hey, I'm going to put you through the journey so that you're the best fit for teaching others how to do it. So you went through a
Mhm.
2-year journey that you might be able to shorten up for other people
Oh,
if you're
definitely,
training and
definitely.
coaching them, right? And then came along the accelerator, and I thought, man, this is the perfect scenario for you because I kind of thought you've finally gotten to that point where I'm pretty sure you know what you want to do, and you've
Mhm.
built a lot of things, but not necessarily built them all in a system that needed to get done so you could launch it. And so over the last 10 weeks, because we just ended the first round of our accelerator this past week, finally that whole system is really almost put together. Like you said, besides plugging a few more things in and then
Mhm.
going to launch, Jill finally has something she's going to launch
Oh, I'm
after
so
this 2-year
excited.
journey. So I look at that and go, while I do think that you were specifically meant to go on that long of a journey,
I
and
know.
we've been building the Self Made Hub alongside that journey. So it's not like 2 years ago we had this for you to drop
Right.
in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think that perfect timing, and you'll be able to speed that process up for a lot of women who are in their midlife and they're like,
Mhm.
I'm ready for the awakening. I'm seriously going
Mhm.
to use that word from now on. I am
I
not
love
using the
it.
negative term of crisis anymore.
Exactly.
I think you can change the game on that, sis. um, so no, it's been a joy being with you on the full journey. We don't necessarily get to take that full journey with everybody, but you see the tech pieces and start to help them put them together. But it's come a long way, and I'm very excited to show everybody and showcase just one thing that you built, a funnel that you built for this brand, because you're a really good designer. That's like that
Oh,
should be
thank
your
you.
like side hustle, is like designing things for
I
people because
love doing that. It's like
you're
scrapbooking.
good. Oh, right, right. Um, Okay, so just want to ask you a couple of other questions. What has been, I know you had a little bit of experience in the past, but what's been the learning curve for you through the Self-Made Hub and building all of these tech pieces? And a lot of people are scared of tech. So what's been, and you can be honest about this, what was the learning curve, and is it helpful to have mentors along with the platform?
Oh my God, I couldn't do it without the mentors. I mean, even the recordings going back with the mentors is to me more valuable than even looking at, okay, and I'm not talking about the accelerator, but back, when I first initially started going through it to understand, because when you hear people talk about it and they're showing you at the same time, and it might be a question that necessarily not necessarily was answered on the other way, but the way you, I don't know, you say it's something different. I'll be honest with you, last on Tuesday we had the call, and there was like, I was having light bulb moments, like, and I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe, like, I thought I was pretty much done other than connecting things. And there's a couple things I'm like, I'm going to change that. That'll be better here. So it's just that constant learning. And I'm the kind of person that I can learn from anybody. And I just think anybody's like that. We can all get value from other people. But you and Natasha, I mean, just the way you say it, you don't feel like, I'm not intimidated to ask a question. I don't feel like other people are either. And you're, like, even sitting at the end, we were done with a thing, and I cannot remember the person's name. Anyway, she had a question here, and she's like, well, I got too many questions. You're like, no, no, let's finish this. I mean, those are the little things that make a difference. That's that, that personal connection that I think you can't get from a lot of people and a lot of coaches. I mean, you can genuinely tell that you guys care about us, and we can see the big picture of what you guys are doing and who you're working with, even like the bigger people you're working with, on their systems. I see that same care taken. So, I mean, having mentors like you and Natasha with all your experience and knowing where you've been before, and even being, in a company and stuff with you before, and seeing Natasha. I mean, I used to follow her on Mom to Millionaire a long time ago when she was doing coaching things. So, I mean, it's been a long time, but to actually have that, I mean, I feel so fortunate and so lucky and so blessed. And I know other people do too.
Thank you. That's like, this is not a paid promotion, guys. That was actually real
No, it's
testimony.
genuine. It's genuine. Totally.
No, I appreciate that. It's always nice to get the feedback like that, because we would do, I think Natasha, why Natasha and I make such good business partners is we both feel exactly the same way. We want to help people win. And we've watched for years people in this social marketing space, whether it be network marketing, affiliate marketing, or someone just trying to launch their coaching business, something that they're selling on social platforms to make a difference in their own life and lives of others. And we see the struggle, we see the
Yeah.
idea formation and the attempt to, but then they don't really have that last pieces of the puzzle put together in order to launch and execute, right? And so a lot of people's problems is the execution part, but the other problem is the systems and the tools to actually get it out there and onto the platforms and built. And people stop at that point because it's so expensive to go out there and hire somebody to do all of that stuff for you. And I understand that, because we do done for you systems.
Right.
It's our time, right? But we knew that we could impact more people if we created a self-made program where people could go in there and self-make and self-teach along with our assistance and our mentorship. They could build their own stuff, and they could afford to do that if they had the time and the ability to dig in and learn all of the tools. So we have this hybrid of the person who comes in and wants to be self-made. They want to build all of their marketing funnels, tools, assets, everything, and they can learn how to do that with us, to the accelerator where it's done with you. And we can get a little more hands-on. We can give you strategy and help you build the things. And then we have also our big done for you packages where it is more money. And some people who don't have the time, but they have the money, they'd rather pour on it. We do that too, but it's a nice hybrid all the way through so we can help as many people. And we love being part of people's journeys. To have somebody come in, tell us what they're going to build, and then watch that evolution over time and watch it launch is like, I can't even tell you how, I don't, maybe it's crazy, but for me, it's like the best medicine, man. It really
Yeah.
helps see somebody. So we see so many ideas out there that never come to fruition. We want to help people bring them to fruition. That's what they
Right.
wanted. That's what they started in the social marketing space to begin with. So, all right, we'll wrap this up by, I'm going to share a screen and I'm going to showcase the bright side. All right, give me 1 second to hop over here and get this party started. Okay, I'm all the way at the bottom. Let's go back to the top. So Jill has created this logo after a few renditions, and I love this because she's got the airplane in there because she was the air traffic controller, and the bright side is such a perfect brand for her because she does always look at the bright side. Hang around her for just a day and you realize, I don't know if you ever have a bad day. I know you have bad things that happen, but it sure does not show if it does, because I don't ever hear you complain. And so I feel like the best fit I would not be the best fit for a coach like this because when I have a bad day, y'all know about it. Maybe I need some coaching. But I really do believe that in your ethos, the human that you are, you're going to be able to transform a lot of midlife moms' lives.
I
Um,
hope
so
so.
this is this is a funnel. This is a site that she's using to bring people into her KISS system. Do you want to explain the KISS system real quick?
Sure. Being an air traffic controller, we always have a saying like, keep it simple, stupid. And I didn't think that was necessarily appropriate. I do hear people, everybody knows what this means. So I want to keep it simple system. I've been one person that's well, I've always had a little bit of disorganization in my life. I like to keep things simple because I feel like when it's simple, I can complete the task easier. When I get stuff that's like overwhelming and a lot of clutter, I'm like, okay, I can do this part, but not that part. Like I'll just do half of it. So I want to do something that was simple in what I have with my system. Leading up to this, I do have a little mini course, a free mini course that you could take that kind of talks you through getting ready for this, I guess. And then I have a Facebook group that everybody's a free Facebook group to invite you to. And then the printable downloads are just what it says. I have like the monthly planner. And we kind of go through each of these items and, in like the big scheme. And I did a month because I'm the one that buys a planner. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'll be throwing that thing half empty away.
I
So,
know, don't we all?
so you can start from wherever you are. You miss a week, you can get on it and then, make your copies again. Or if you want to get together and put it in a book, I have life mission goals. I love SMART goals, but I wanted, midlife, I think you want to see what your purpose is. I want you to kind of walk through that. And I always say a mentor. I'm not a coach. I really am not. Going back to air traffic control, we used to call when you train with somebody, they were OJTI, on the job training instructor. Well, I'm your on the journey instructor, your OJTI, to kind of take you through. And because I'm not doing the work, you are, but I want to help guide you and maybe bring you back in or maybe show you a different way to do it that might be easier. Again, going back to the KISS system. So the life mission goals is a little bit better, a little different than, your SMART goals because it's more broadly based. And then I have the vision planner, your affirmation coloring book, because who doesn't like to color? And then I just have a self-help checklist. And then I have another a free copy of mindfulness hacks at the bottom, which is really cool too. So just a lot of different things. And,
Awesome.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, this is such a great start. I know that you still have some things you're plugging in and
Mhm.
getting going on here, but
Yeah.
you're so good at designing your own stuff. I'm really proud of what you've created here.
Thank you.
And this is this is something that she's built. She's built a lot of different things inside of here, and there's automations and all kinds of things plugged into the back end of here that you can't see. But at
Mhm.
least we could showcase a little bit about what you've been
Yeah.
building, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this to launch.
Yeah, me either. I'm super excited. I'm so proud of myself, which is great. I was just showing my
Yeah.
godmother came into town and I was showing her and I'm like, I know it's so hard to explain what I've been doing until I show you, you
Yeah,
know?
right, right.
So I am super excited.
All right. Any last words that you have? Would you recommend this accelerator to other people? Would you recommend the Self Made Hub to other people? Just give us your last thoughts.
Yes. I always recommend the Self Made Hub to everybody that I know, any of my friends that are in network marketing, because I just think that there's no better place to learn with than other than people like you and Natasha. Seriously, that's the biggest difference. And you can't replace that. I've seen, different coaches do different systems, even similar systems. It's just completely different with you guys. So I love that. But the accelerator, anybody that really is kind of figured out what they want to do to take it that next step to, get there, it is like you said, that execution piece that comes together. Because I felt like a lot of things that I've done over the past, it's been that end execution that I haven't gotten together. And it's not that I didn't know how to do it, but I didn't know how to do it.
Right, right.
So, I mean, just to have you guys walk us through there, it was 10 weeks and I was seriously working all the time on this, but it didn't seem like work. I was super excited because I could see the end result as I was going along
Yeah.
and seeing other people with their end results. So it was great. It was it was nice to interact with new people, seeing what they were doing and stuff as well. So totally recommend the Self Made Hub, the accelerator. Yes, yes, yes. Love you guys. I don't know what else to say,
No,
but
it's perfect. Thank you so much, Jill. We really appreciate you doing this. We really appreciate the interview. We loved having you in the accelerator, and I cannot wait to see your program launch. So stay tuned because she's going to be launching soon.
Well, thank you again, Jessica. I appreciate it. Appreciate everything you guys do.
You bet.